All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church, building community, inspiring growth, creating change. Here in the heart of Kansas City, we come together to create this hour of shared reflection so that we might be renewed in courage for these times and inspired to lives of greater dignity, higher purpose, deeper generosity, and more effective action. May the words and music and images that we offer today nourish our best selves, calling forth abundant wisdom and love, a love that has the power to overcome both loneliness in the heart and oppression in the world. Welcome to our service.
Arise, O souls,
Good morning. I'm Jane Gilbreth, a longtime member of this church. Whether you are here in the room or watching online, we're glad you're here. Your presence enriches all of us and our time together. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation. Our tradition is a very big tent with room for many beliefs and approaches to the questions that matter. It is our values of inclusion, compassion, and justice that hold us together. We seek to build the beloved community, making room for everyone and creating a world where everyone's needs are met. You may be new here this morning. Welcome. We know that your first time attending a church, you may want to keep a low profile and just check things out quietly. That's great, and we're glad you're here. But if you are a visitor and excited to be here, and to let us all know that you are here, we invite you to raise your hand at this time. Thank you for enriching all of us with your presence today. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whoever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears, you are welcome here. You are invited to join us with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands. We welcome you today.
Are you ready for the kickoff? The beginning of a fun and exciting time with its worry, will they make it? Yes. And the anticipation, just waiting to watch that they will make it. On this Super Bowl Sunday, when we adorn ourselves in red and yellow and cheer on the local team at All Souls, we are celebrating our own kickoff. The All Souls Fiscal Year 2026 Pledge Drive! This is the day when we talk about money in the church service, in the hopes that our church members and friends will submit a form to tell us the amount that they plan to give during the next fiscal year, June 2025 through July 2026. It is a joy that some of you are visitors, those who are here today for the first time, and those who have been coming for a while and are still figuring out if you belong. I'll admit, though, it's a little awkward for all of us that you're listening to our pitch today While we do not actually expect you to make a pledge, but it is still my hope that this service will touch you and allow you to learn more about who we are as a congregation, maybe finding a home. When we gather together in this space to consider what in all of existence is of worth, what we might shape, and what shapes us, that is worshiping. We do not worship something, but we shape and are shaped by that which is of worth, that which is worthy. It is my hope that this very community that worships is also worthy of your commitment. We shape one another. We are shaped by one another. And that is holy work. And so, let us worship together.
Our chalice lighting is from Anastasia Berosh. As we light this flame of hope, may our congregation become a kaleidoscope of souls and people, an abstract flame-like pattern in bright gold colors and a black background. In the presence of this flame, in me, in you, in us, is an invitation to sit at the table. May we tend our soul fire through these challenging and trying times to open the hearts and minds of all who enter our doors. I've never had to light the chalice before. Please stand as you're able and join in the affirmation of our covenant, and then remain standing as we join in song. Together we affirm, goodwill is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and love, and to help one another.
At this time, I'd like to invite our young people up to the front with me. Come have a seat up here. I see lots of team colors. Hi, have a seat on the carpet for me, please. And you can face me so you can see. Can you have a seat on the carpet? Right down here, guys. Right down there. Hop on down, Miles. Oh, you will. You will need that. Hi, welcome. Who can tell me what I have in my hand today? A kite. Yeah. Has anybody here ever flown a kite? I saw some big hands raised up back there. Oh, there's one. Good. Can anybody demonstrate for me? Yeah? You can't demonstrate it for me? It flies. Yes, it does. Can somebody make it fly? Can you make it fly for me? There you go. Yeah, I want it up here. Yeah, higher. Like up there. No, okay. Wow. Great. Thank you. Walden, would you mind holding that for me? Cool. Yeah, because we like it up high. What? Oh, you want to try? Okay, we'll take it downstairs with us, and you can try downstairs, okay? All right. What do we need to make a kite fly? Because it went for a little bit, but I want it to go a long time. Thank you. We need wind. So could everybody just flap their hands at it and make it go? Why isn't it going? We have wind. Well, we do need more wind. But wouldn't it just blow away? We need a string. You're right. Thank you. I brought one. You want to hold it? Okay, so what does the string do? You have to connect it to the kite, and it helps us stay connected, right? Cool. And what's the tail do? Does the tail have a job? Yeah? Anybody know? What is its job? Yeah, it helps it kind of stay steady up there, right? Go from, instead of spinning and tumbling to the ground, it helps it stay steady somehow. You do. We're going to get to that. So, not only do we need wind and a string and somebody to hold the string, right, to stay connected, and a tail to keep it from spinning, we need a big open space, right? And now I want you to imagine that this kite, you're going to have to, oh my. We're going to have to imagine, I want you to think really hard with your creative brains and imagine that this kite is our church. Are you doing that? And just like a kite, our church doesn't stay strong and soaring all by itself, right? What does it take to keep our church kite up in the air? Yes? Wind? Sometimes, maybe, yeah. What would keep a church floating, and not floating literally, but like being amazing? What would keep a church being amazing? Doing all the beautiful things churches do. Yeah. Dylan? Oh, rockets. The church needs people, that's right, to help it stay strong. Our people do a lot of things here. Shout out, people, some of the things you all do here. Cook, volunteer. How do you volunteer? Sing, participate on the board, usher. Yeah, we have teachers downstairs with us. Those are all volunteers that make our church super strong, like a kite up in the air. Oh. Who said that? Give what? Pledge and give money. Those are things that keep all of that happening here. And so I'm going to invite you today to do a thing that the grown-ups are usually here for, but we're usually gone by. And heard of that word? No, it's a little confusing. No, it's not. They pass a basket, a lot like this one, up and down the rows, and everybody puts their money in it. Just a little bit, because like the wind, a little bit adds up when you have everybody doing it together, right? Yeah, instead of snacks, we do money in the basket. So can we give it a try, Anthony? Did everybody bring a coin with them today? Oh, good. You brought 2 coins. That's amazing. I'm gonna set this down, and I'm gonna get us going on the basket because I brought my coins too. Look at this, y'all. You all care very much about making our church fly high and strong like a kite on a strong breeze. Thank you so much. Yay, kids! And so, I think I'm going to end with that. We're going to go back to our seats and watch the grown-ups do this their way, okay? Thank you for participating.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. Simply look
Please join me in the dedication of our offering. We dedicate our offerings and our actions to the mission at the heart of this congregation, to build a respectful, caring community, to inspire personal and spiritual growth, and to create change toward a just and compassionate society.
Let us sing our children to their classes.
All right, so there was a time 10 or 15 years ago, deep into my career as a reporter with the Kansas City Star, that my son's middle school would regularly invite me with other speakers to their 7th grade classrooms to talk to them on their annual career day. And I did this happily, though I had to navigate a problematic narrative. I mean, I was promoting a job I absolutely loved, but one which happened to be in a journalism industry that was on fire, struggling mightily just to survive, and not so high on the salary schedule. So I was honest with them. I won't go into all the details or many details, but there is a strong case to be made for the value of learning and the skills of reporting and writing, whether you go into journalism or take those skills elsewhere. And of course, we still really need good journalists and so on and that. But the best part I always told them was that being a reporter would give you a license to just be with people in their most challenging moments, exciting moments, their proudest moments, real people, fascinating people, inspiring people. What I didn't know or think to tell them was that along the way, down the road, you just might get to do some reporting for a church you love. Perhaps even a Unitarian church if you're lucky. And then you get to use that license to meet truly fascinating, lovely people, like I just did. So I'm up here for a couple of reasons, and one is to say thank you to Peg and Brian and Jack and Duke and Suzanne and Jude, who you're going to see in this little video. Thank you for sharing your time and stories with me. And the other reason is that it's pledge season. And I want to say that Amy and I have loved and supported this church for 20 years now. And it's because of you, all of you, for the stories that we all bring together, for the love of this community. We have a beautiful story here, all of us, and I do believe we can keep this story going and growing. So let's make it so.
I'm Peg.
Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, I'm Jack. Hi, I'm Duke.
Hi, I'm Suzanne.
Hi, I'm Jude, and I'm 5 years old.
What brought me to UUism is a bulletin board that I saw in a Unitarian church, and it said, "We don't know what happens after death." And I was stunned. I didn't believe there was a religion out there that didn't bribe you with heaven or scare you with hell.
I wanted to come to All Souls because I wanted my kids to have a church community. I see the seeds that it's planted, that everyone's accepted and everyone's loved. And I think that's hard to find outside these four walls a lot of times, especially now.
Back in 2022, I think, I had a stroke and I ended up moving here. And my mom tried one more time. Come to church with us. Absolutely what inspired me was the choir. Singing for the congregation brings me a sense of growth in my own life because I'm struggling with a disability that I've had to put myself out there, and people treat me kindly and with love, and that's the way that I treat people.
We experienced a very unfortunate act of homophobia shortly into our relationship. We left, and Jack here asked around his friends for recommendations, and someone pointed us here.
There's such a strong sense of community here, as well as just the core foundation of this church being love.
I really enjoy the fact that it is so welcoming to LGBTQ plus people, because it feels like we found a home where I am able to practice my faith as a gay man living in a world that increasingly doesn't seem to want us to exist in the public eye.
Carver was what really drew me into the church here. The program is called Carver Amigos, and it's just a volunteer group of people who are willing to go to the school and just help out in any way they can. And the thing that really appealed to me about Carver was that it was filled with many refugees, some immigrants, and I have a real soft spot in my heart for refugees. I felt like I was where I belonged.
I got to go to Boston with the kids, which was really one of the highlights of my time at All Souls, mostly because I got to know these very different kids, and I saw them really get to know each other and look inside each other and really appreciate and learn to love each other. But then the best part was they came back to Kansas City and they each stood up in front of the congregation and they gave these amazing talks about their beliefs. That was inspiring.
There's so much that we're inspired by here. The community efforts that we do, the food drives, the foundations that we donate to. It's not us first, it's everybody, which is core to this church and what it's about, which is like extending that love to people you might not know, and then being pleasantly surprised that like you grow to love them.
I want to inspire as many people as I can by showing that you can overcome certain battles in life that have been hard. I am who I am, and people accept me for who I am. That inspires me to return my service to this congregation. If you're loved, you can do a lot of inspiring, and love is abundant here.
So back in September, we did get married.
We tied the knot. We announced it.
The joys, concerns,
Yes.
roses.
And we shared our joy that we had just been married by Reverend Erin. That was such a like wonderful continuation of it, because everybody, I don't think there wasn't a single person that wasn't cheering.
Now I can say proudly, I'm a Unitarian Universalist, and I love coming to All Souls.
I still don't know what happens after death. I'm inclined to believe that that's the end. And so that inspires me, and I think most Unitarians, to make the most of what they have while they're here on earth, and what they can do to make a positive difference.
The future is bright here at All Souls. It's hard work, but that's what we do. I want this to be a safe space. anyone who desires to be loved, because human beings deserve love. Inspiration is love.
I really want All Souls to be here, so maybe one day my kids can come back here with their kids, because I think it's a special place. They do this, this is the church of the open mind, this is the church of the loving heart, and this is the church of the helping hands. I think it says exactly what we want to be.
This is the church of the open mind, this is the church of the loving heart, and this is the church of the helping hands.
Everybody should be able to take their chance to find their heart.
Like a little child, I've done lots of wishing, hoping it would make the world okay. I have wished upon a star, then watched it moving farther away, till today. Nothing comes from waiting for tomorrow, hoping someone else will make it right. It's because of you and me I see a future flooded with light. In our hands, there's a world in our care. In our hands, there's the power we share. In our hands, it's we all understand all that is in our hands. Sometimes when I read the morning paper, something in my heart just wants to scream of the world without ways, till the dying child's face makes that same still dream. When I hear my children's morning laughter, and I know there's still a choice that's mine. Under Almighty's throne, the fire's on to
Thank you, choir. That was beautiful. All right, this is a reading called Living by Charles Thomas. We are living in a universe, possibly part of a multiverse. We are living in the Milky Way, a part of the local group of galaxies, a part of a supercluster of galaxies. We are living in a solar system in a spiral arm of the Milky Way. We are living on a planet powered by the sun. We're living on a planet called Earth with rocks and trees and birds and leaves and oceans and mountains and lakes and everything beautiful and everything good to care for as they care for us. We are living today with time to do good for ourselves and for each other.
Breathe with me for a moment. Feel your breath enter through your nose or your mouth, down into your lungs, filling them. And then the air leaves, back out with your exhale, emptying and preparing for another breath in. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. It was an early, or more like proto-Unitarian, Michael Servetus, who was the first person in Europe to figure out the pulmonary system. It was the first half of the 16th century, and while scientists already knew that the heart pumped blood through the body and that the circulation of the blood was essential for life, there wasn't much understanding as to why. And Servetus figured out that the blood pumped to the lungs before going through the body. There was something important about the lungs and the blood. And he determined that the blood picked up something from the air that made life possible. For him, in his time, clearly, this something in the air was God, the Holy Spirit. Spirit means breath. To inspire is to breathe in. Inspiration is to take in and be filled by an idea, a purpose. And this is the heart of our pledge drive this year. Inspiration. All Souls allows us to take in and be filled with love and kindness, with warmth, filled with the desire to reach ourselves beyond the mundane day-to-day into a place of dreaming and hope. And together, we can take that desire and turn it into something real. We are all looking for inspiration. We seek to be filled with the passion and hope and joy and comfort and challenge that bring meaning to our lives. I mean, that's what church is all about. It is about making meaning so that our lives make sense and we move forward with purpose. Meaning is behind All Souls' mission statement. Build a respectful, caring community. Inspire personal and spiritual growth, and create change toward a just and compassionate society. Through community, we form relationships of depth and caring that help us feel safe and loved in an increasingly disconnected world. The meaning of friendship, of connection, the meaning we make as we explore how we can show up for one another, attend to disagreement and conflict in ways that build and repair relationship, and listen to one another's experience to guide us in our own lives. Personal and spiritual growth are intertwined with meaning. Growth calls us to attend to self-reflection and to wonder about our place in the world and how we can show up in the most loving way. We allow our hearts to break open with ever-expanding love out into the world as an expression of ourselves and our interconnectedness with everything and everyone. Our lives have no greater purpose or meaning than focusing beyond ourselves and our families and our smaller communities into the wider communities of Kansas City, the states of Kansas and Missouri, our hurting nation, and the world. When we put energy into personal and spiritual growth, it is towards serving something greater than ourselves. Through charity work, through advocacy, a love for the world that is not acted upon remains empty. It is my hope, and the hope of everyone here, that you find inspiration through this congregation. We hope that your experiences here fill you with the meaning that does break your heart open, that does connect you with others, that does guide you to share your efforts toward love with the world. And we hope that you are also inspired toward generosity. Because the world around us is steeped in consumerism. The idea that nothing is worth more than what we directly receive. You see it every day and everywhere. It is steeped in our considerations of price points when shopping, our expectations of experiences, such as excellent service at restaurants and individual attention when clothes shopping. If I'm going to pay more for this, I expect more from it. If this doesn't benefit me directly, it is not worth my contributing. This is the idea that is ripping our government apart right now. One that has torn down the social safety nets in perpetuity, and particularly after the Civil War. At that time, white people from the South recognized that as formerly enslaved people became citizens, they too would benefit from government programs and efforts paid for by taxes. And as white people had more resources, they had a greater tax burden. And some of these Southern white people hated the idea that their money for taxes would pay for roads and schools and programs for those people formerly enslaved. If they were paying the taxes, then everything from the taxes should directly contribute to them, not the people without resources. You can trace this thread of thought all the way through the following century and a half. If it doesn't benefit me, I don't want to pay for it. It's so ingrained in our society that even I get frustrated when I pay so much more into health insurance than I use. And yet my own bills are still so high. Why am I paying for something that does so little to benefit me? Because doing so helps everyone else around me. Because I am interconnected with everyone and everything around me. Why shouldn't my love extend to them through premiums and taxes. We are all in this together, and we must live not simply when there is a disaster or an emergency that brings the needs of everyone to the forefront. And so, this is how we support this church. Everyone chips in as best they can, so everyone else benefits from the existence and the building and the programming of this congregation. As you are part of this community, recognize that your contributions combine with everyone else's contributions, a giant GoFundMe, so that all souls is possible. Many of you are making very generous pledges. You know that you have the resources to take on a chunk of the church's expenses, and it comes through with your giving. There are people here who pledge more than $10,000 a year. Thank you. There are people here who are very generous and pledge more than $1,000 a year. Thank you. Your contributions matter. There are people here who are very generous and pledge $100 a year. We are a diverse community. Our members come from many different backgrounds, and we are all at different stages in our lives and facing different economic realities. Know this: a pledge in any amount is appreciated, and we thank you. With the costs of college or grad school, transportation, food, childcare, and housing, you might make a pledge of $5 a month and know that you are being truly generous. That you will notice that $60 a year in your budget and feel proud to support your church. And your church will be honored to receive your pledge, your financial commitment to the church. And for many of us, it is possible to pay for our expenses and also give away as much as 10% of our after-tax income. In this church, we do not require a tithe or even ask for one. But I want you to think about your charitable contributions. How much do they add up to? Is it possible that you could commit half of your charitable contributions to All Souls? Is it possible for your combined charitable giving to be 10% of your income and half of that given here? We don't know how much money you make. Only you do. But know that in most UU congregations, where a majority of the members earn a comfortable living, the average percentage of after-tax income pledged to the church is between 2 and 3%. While Unitarian Universalism tends to be made up of wealthier people on average than most other religious traditions, our members give the smallest percentage of their incomes to their churches. I wonder often, why is this? Do UUs value their congregations less than the Christians, Muslims, or Jews? I can't imagine that's true. But of course, we also don't talk about money. And we don't talk about what generosity really looks and feels like. We don't give you specific numbers to meet. And really, I like that we do it this way, not telling you how much to give us, because we will not pressure anyone to give beyond their means. And yet I wonder how it feels to give to the point that you notice that you have made a commitment. Not like responding to the NPR campaign or getting a membership to a museum or the zoo, but like you are actively investing in something that has meaning. Investing in inspiration. Not just for what you will get from it, but from what your commitment will give to this community. And I'm not just talking about your money, but your efforts through serving and volunteering with the church. Because giving feels so good. Giving without anyone even knowing you did it feels so good. I hope you feel inspired to give deeply. I hope you feel inspired by being part of this church, filled with the breath of life, with the warmth of community, fueling the fire of commitment. We already do so much together, and just imagine what more we could do together with the resources to do it. The organizations we could partner with, the religious education program we could grow, the music that enriches us, the small groups and activities that hold us together throughout the week. Break your heart open to love, to this church, to the wider community. Live out your values of transformation and generosity, of equity and justice, of plurality and interdependence. Show yourself how you reject the societal pressures of consumerism and give because you believe in it and care, not for what you will receive in return. Today and every day, may you be filled with the love that surrounds you. May you be generous with your own love, which never runs out, but only continues to expand. May you be inspired with purpose and meaning. May it be so. You? Oh, no, I have something else for you first. Sorry. This is just going to take a few minutes. I love it when you have the chance to talk to each other. And so I invite you to turn to someone near you, but not the person you may have come with, and each share briefly about how All Souls inspires you. How does it fill you with purpose or meaning? I'll give you about 2 minutes. Go. Great. If you will wrap up, I invite you to rise in whatever way feels right for you, and let us sing together. We are building a new way. We release this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Called to generosity, to sharing our resources, our time and energy, our knowledge and our skills, we create this church home. We grow our love, ever expanding, ever moving outward to encompass the world. And then we act on our love. Go Chiefs!